Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be why the narcissist won't take responsibility. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, share, pay it forward to somebody who could use the wisdom, the education. Remember, at one point in time, you were new to the community and to the channel. There are many other people that are like that could use the wisdom. So I'll jump right into it. Why the narcissist can't take responsibility. The narcissist, they don't know how to be accountable other than for positive things that perhaps you did for them and or that happen around them. And they'll take credit for those things. But for all the destruction, the misery, the lies, the devastation, the half-truths, partial truths, no truths, the flat-out lying, all those things, or basically the trying to tear down the relationship, the destruction of the relationship, the part that you were in, the relationship you were in, they're not going to take any responsibility for that whatsoever. That's why they blame shift people. That's why they turn everything around on the target, which in this case was you. That's why they place the burden, the weight of the relationship upon your shoulders early on in that relationship. Remember, you were in a lopsided relationship. You were in a relationship with a toxic individual, somebody who wasn't trying to build you up or to build a future with you. They were doing quite the opposite. They were trying to keep you trapped in that narcissistic fog or the devaluation stage. They wanted you believing that they were better than you and that they knew more than you and that everything would be your fault. Think about how accountable the narcissist is. Let's talk about just a day-to-day relationship with the narcissist when you were with them. Were they doing things that they should have been doing, like paying the bills or paying the bills on time? Or were they doing things like raising the kids properly, teaching them right from wrong, teaching the kids boundaries and or what you should do and what you shouldn't do in life? In other words, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable, what should be tolerated, what shouldn't be tolerated? No. What they were doing is they were just going through their day, blowing up anything they possibly could. They were not being the parents of the year. Quite the opposite. They were teaching their kids many times that they can do whatever they want to and there'll be zero consequences. And that's how the narcissist lives their life. Because remember, the narcissist believes that they know more than virtually everybody, that the rules of life don't apply to them. Well, I'll tell you right now, narcissists all over the globe, the rules do apply to you. And slowly but surely, the word's getting out and people are becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and they're understanding that their energy and their time and their resources are so valuable, they shouldn't be squandered upon an empty shell, i.e. you, a narcissist. By the way, side note, if any of you people on the channel are narcissists, please unsubscribe, remove yourself, just give it up. You're not gonna get anything over on us. We are wise, we are educated, we are enlightened. Most of us, many of us have come through the narcissistic abusive cycle. We have now healed and or are well on the healing path. We know what we were up against. We didn't have the wisdom back then. We didn't know that the narcissist was not going to be accountable. We didn't know that the narcissist wasn't gonna take responsibility. We thought that these people, i.e. the toxic individuals, thought like we did. They don't, they can't, and they never will. Remember, on this planet, there has to be a balance of goodness and not so goodness, let's put it like that. And you, if you're on the channel, most likely you are the goodness. You're the beautiful, bright, shining light that I mention frequently. You're the abundance. You're the person who the narcissist looked at as an energy source. Because why? Because the narcissist vibrates extremely low down in the quagmire, lower than that pond or that stream behind me. That's where they vibrate. They sincerely do. And they know it. And what did they want to do? They wanted to capture your beautiful energy, your positivity, your empathy, your love, all the possessions that you have, meaning tangible and or physical, and perhaps even financial. And they wanted to capture these and use them to their benefit, to the detriment of you throughout the length of the relationship. The whole time, the narcissist never thought you would figure them out. I can promise you that. They didn't. That's why they would toy with you every now and again. That's why throughout the body of the relationship, when you would catch on to them, you would see some strange behavior or you were pushed too far at times. What would the narcissist do? That's right. They would either disappear for a few days so you got over it and you forgave them and apologized for their poor behavior. Play that again. Or B, they would give you a little dose of the love bomb / euphoric stage and they would act like everything's all puppies and rainbows. It's sunshine and unicorns. And you're like, wait, it wasn't that bad. Everything's actually okay because they're showing me some affection and things are going well right now. Not so fast. As soon as you get comfortable and perhaps you had a day or maybe a day and a half of regular normal relationship wise, put it that way, not the best English, but you get the point. If that happened, then as soon as you got comfortable, boom, they would lower the boom on you again. And what would they do? You'd experience rage fit, or the silent treatment, or ghosting, or you would be blamed for something you did or didn't know, or something that you should have known that never happened. Understand what I'm sharing with you. The narcissist, they can't be accountable. And the narcissist they have no way to introspect, because they believe that you, and if not you, other individuals certainly will tolerate the poor behavior. That is how the narcissistic abusive cycle goes on and on and on. You may say, well, how does that work, Andrew? I'll tell you how it works. First of all, when you don't have the wisdom, you didn't acquire it on my channel, you didn't get your first light bulb moment and figure out that you were with a narcissist or a toxic individual. Perhaps it's your mom or dad, perhaps it's a neighbor or a friend of yours. But when you figure that out, then you actually understand your energy is the commodity that they want, and your time and your empathy. And they want to switch places with you. In other words, they want to drain your positive energy out of you. Let's say it's the phone call Friday night at 5 o'clock that was supposed to be a 3-minute phone call, turned into 3 hours, and now your Friday night is ruined. And now the narcissist has dumped all their toxicity onto you. You never got to talk about yourself. You hang up the phone feeling anxious, you're drained, you haven't eaten, you are still in your work clothes, and you just gave somebody all of your attention. You just gave them 1/8 of your day. Yes, I'm good at math. Think about it, 24 hours in a day, 3 hours, 24 divided by 3 is 8, or 8 by 3, you get the point. And the narcissist transferred their energy into you, and they took your beautiful energy. Because when you were sitting on the phone or talking to them on the phone, and you were trying to put out their fires, well, did you look at it this way? What about this? I think you could do that. They're not that bad. And you were trying to troubleshoot for them. They were feasting on your energy, and they were feasting on your supply. And at the end of the conversation, when they did not listen to you or even ask you how you were doing, boom, that energy exchange happened. They dumped all their toxicity into you. That charged their battery. They went out, had a great night, and subsequently probably a great weekend, and you probably couldn't even get out of bed the next morning because you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so drained. These aren't even my problems or my concerns. Well, that's called the energy vampire. That's why you need to cut these people out. That's exactly what you should do. If not now, when? Remember, the healing path is subsequent to you and the actions you take. And drowning out energy vampires is instrumental, no matter who they are. Maybe they're not a narcissist. Maybe it's somebody who they need to lean on you. Maybe it's a codependent individual, or somebody who just is accustomed to using you as a sounding board. I'm not saying drown out everybody. I'm saying conserve your energy. And when your cup is full, you can give back, or you can listen to people, but put a cap on it. Maybe those 3-hour phone calls should be trimmed down to about 15 minutes. Get my point? In other words, maybe the person you're talking to needs a support system, and they are banking on you to always be available. Become unavailable when you can and when it benefits you. I created that video a couple months ago. Check it out. Become unavailable. It simply means drowning out the toxicity in the relationships that you're a part of. And it means building your support system up in your network of friends with people that want to reciprocate with you, that have your best interest at heart. That's the path. That's what we are doing on the channel. But why the narcissist can't be responsible? They can't be responsible for anything other than taking credit for positive things. Let's take the workplace. You are working with the narcissist. You've identified this person's not a good individual. They're toxic. They're stealing. They're taking credit for your jobs and your performances and everything. Well, you had the big project. You did it. You crushed it. You're going to make the company a whole bunch of money. It's your turn to present what you have been doing the last quarter in the company meeting. Boom. You're just getting ready to present, and the narcissist stands up and says that they did your work and they're taking credit for it. And now you're placed in an awkward position. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. Either A, you can defend yourself, and now you're in the quagmire in a public setting explaining to individuals that was your work. Not a good look for you. Or B, you have to go radio silent and let them take credit for something that you did. Either way, it's not a good thing. That's why drowning out these people, not having them know anything about you, your whereabouts, your hair color, who you're with, who you're dating, any of those things, that's the path. That's what you must do. Side note, many of you have worked with the narcissist or are working with a narcissist or multiple. Really get the message. What they try to do in the company setting, the workplace setting, is they try to blow up your growing and your moving up the company or corporate ladder. That's exactly what they try to do. And they will step on anybody to get what they want. That's how they thrive. That's why many times in the business-like settings, some of the top executives may not have a big heart, let's put it that way. And you may say, well, why is that, Andrew? Because they don't care. All they care about is making money. They don't care about the human side, the human element. And that's not everybody, but that's some people. You get my point. Drop comments below. But why the narcissist isn't responsible? They're not going to be responsible for anything. They're going to be responsible for stealing anything they can from you. And virtually anybody who does not have the wisdom, who doesn't get the wisdom on my channel, they're not going to be responsible for missing their kids' soccer games, for missing their kids' graduations, for missing their kids' bake sales, for missing their kids growing up, for missing all of the beautiful memories they could have created throughout the body of the relationship when they were actually out gallivanting the globe getting your replacement. I hope you read between the lines. The narcissist will always look back and paint the past, any narrative they want to. But 9 times out of 10, it won't be reality. As a matter of fact, 99.9% out of 100 times, it won't be reality. It will be their image of what they thought the past was. In other words, they'll be gaslighting you, but I'm not going to get into all the terms. What I'm sharing with you is, talking with the narcissist, you may as well be talking to a wall. And I'll tell you why. Because if you talk to a wall, at least no one's giving you any nonsense back at you, and your words are being absorbed by some brick and mortar. When you're talking to a narcissist, what are you going to get? You're going to get everything possible sent back at you. Projection, blame shifting, gaslighting, the silent treatment, the what ifs, the not being responsible. You're going to get a whole bunch of rhetoric dumped on you, and you know that now. You're getting it. That's why the path is to go no contact with these people. Block them if you can. Remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? This is the path. It's what you must do. If you can't, I get it. Go gray rock, which means just become dull and boring. Don't share information about you, your whereabouts, or what you're doing. The whole point is, the narcissist won't be responsible for anything. And if you're trying to explain yourself to them, maybe you did when you were in the relationship. As a matter of fact, I know you did when you were in the relationship. It wasn't doing any good for you, because you kept on explaining, essentially reporting back to the narcissist what is going on, how much you're giving, how little they're giving. And this is just fuel for them. And again, the more you gave, the more they took. The more they took, the less you had to give. The less you had to give, the more your resources became depleted. The more your resources became depleted, the less important you were. The less important, you were, the quicker the narcissist looked for your replacement. The quicker they looked for your replacement, the slowly they would, the more they would devalue you. The more they devalued you, then the more attention and or energy they would be putting into the new supply, i.e. your replacement. And that cycle goes on and on and on. That is why removing yourself from these cycles is the path, not going back. Do not accept a hoover. If the narcissist has tried to hoover you or draw you back into the relationship using anything, they have a phantom mysterious illness. They've seen the light. They love you. They miss you. They've changed. They've seen a counselor. They found Jesus. Whatever they've done, no, you can't believe that. Because why? Because all they're trying to do is ensnare you back in the web of manipulation, that pool of destruction, that mental prison where you stayed captive for days, weeks, months, years, even decades. You can't go back there. You now have the key to the castle. You now have the key to your freedom, to the path. It's my channel. It's you're getting the wisdom. You're having light bulbs pop off all over and around you. Doors are opening for you. Possibilities are opening for you. The abundance is flowing within you. You don't have anxiety. You don't have sleepless nights. You don't have to put out fires. You don't have to be reading completely strange texts. You don't have to be giving your energy to a blood-sucking vampire. Those days are long over. So when you finally identify and come to terms with, by practicing radical acceptance, that the narcissist won't be responsible, and whenever you communicate with them, it's not going to serve you. They're just going to really try and draw you down into that cesspool with them. That's where they thrive. That's where they relish you being down there with them. When you really get that message and you just drown them out, that's the path. That's when all the abundance happens. That's when you understand you're valuable. That's when you understand that, wow, it's not just the narcissist. It's many people around you that you were giving to a fault. Maybe you were a people pleaser. Maybe you didn't have boundaries. Maybe you were a yes person. Maybe you couldn't say no, the strongest word in the English language. Maybe it was all the above or the aforementioned. The point being, now you're getting the wisdom. You're applying it. Remember, you need to take the action. Nobody is going to come knock on your door and say, hey, I'm here to help you. I'm here to save you. Let's do it. Let's go to work. It doesn't work that way. And again, if you are at work consuming this video, think about what I'm sharing with you. If you're at work, or perhaps you're in your house and you say you're by yourself, what you'll be thinking is, wow, Andrew's right with many of these things. Actually, he's right with almost all of them. First of all, I am, because I lived it and I'm living it. But second of all, really understand where you're placing your energy. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. Is your energy into going peeking on social media of the narcissist and thinking about the what ifs, where they are, what the new supply is wearing, what they're doing, what vacation they came from, how many filters they used on the picture they posted on social media? If you're doing that and the relationship ended recently, I get it. You have some work to do. You have a lot of work to do. But if you're still doing this years or decades later, it's time to move on. It's time to place your attention and energy into yourself, to just let the past go, to heal from it, to learn from it, to not think about where the narcissist was in the past on those fake pictures they posted on social media, and not to think about where they'll be in the future. Those days are over. You need to now live in the present moment, the right here, the right now. Just as I'm creating this video, you are consuming it. Again, maybe you're in your house having a coffee, maybe you're getting ready to go to bed, maybe you're on a train, a plane, an automobile, maybe you're in a park, maybe you're going for a walk or bike riding, maybe you're meditating, who knows what you're doing. But the point is, you need to be in the present moment, focused on the here and the now, listening to your instincts and your intuition and paying attention to yourself. When you finally vibrate where you actually belong, which is at a much higher vibrational state than a toxic narcissist, when you get back to where you belong, or even higher if you've healed, you understand that so many things in this planet, they don't deserve your attention or energy. And the narcissist is on the top of that list. They sincerely really are, because they captured you. They kept you kidnapped and or captured in that zombie-like, trance-like state for a period of time. And when you finally got the wisdom and you broke free, or perhaps you were discarded, either way my heart goes out to you, and you had to heal and put yourself back together, then you understand you are extremely valuable. And if you're an empath, you're valuable times 1,000. Yes, you are. You just don't even know it yet, probably. That was me. It's not me any longer. I now know my value that I bring to the community, to the area, to the country, and to the world. You should too. We all have value within us, each and every one of us. It's just that some of us don't figure it out till later in life. Some of us have to go through a toxic, challenging, knockout brawl of a relationship with a narcissist to figure out what we're made of. That most likely is you. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. Remember that you are not alone. God bless you. I love you all. God bless you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Keep this in mind. The narcissist won't be responsible. They're not. All they're going to do is take responsibility when things go in a good way, in a favorable way for them, whether you did it or they did it. And when things go south, they're going to blame you. And as far as any narcissistic relationship, there's no way they're going to say that they had anything to do with the destruction that they created and the disruption that they created within that relationship you were part of. There's just no way they'll do it. They can't do it. It's not within them. So you need to come to terms with that. They won't be responsible. They won't be accountable. They won't apologize. They won't take ownership of their poor behavior. That is why you need to leave these people in the past. Guys, remember, no matter where you are on the planet, you're not alone. God bless you. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.